What is going on, Lakers fam? This is your boy Jay Lake here, bringing you Lakers all day, all the time. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down under and leave comments. It would be much appreciated. Again, thank you for coming on, Big Al and Mario.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Today, what a frustrating loss. I mean, everybody thought we had game two in the bag, but that wasn't the case. The Grizzlies, we punched them in the mouth in the first game, but they came out ready to play tonight. Triple J got that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar award before the game, and he was fired up, and we had no answer for him.
Yeah, he was playing well. Lakers tried to throw LeBron and Rui at him when AD wasn't there, but he still found a way to get some points on the board.
Yeah, he did. Triple J got the award that tonight, and played his heart out. Really stepped up when he knew he had to without John Morant on the court with him, and just showed out the whole game. He did really well.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip side, AD looked pretty slow on the offense today. In that first half, he did focus on defense and he made it hard to score. But that second half, he just kind of fell off. We didn't run any plays for him. We didn't get him the ball in the paint. And I mean, if he's not going off and he's supposed to be the one carrying the load on his shoulders for the Lakers, and he didn't score much tonight. He went 1 of 9 shooting over smaller players like Brooks and Tillman, and that's not okay for AD. A lot of times when they boxed him out, he just kind of he went for that fadeaway jumper. He didn't go in strong. He didn't do any footwork to get into the paint. And tonight he went 38 minutes, 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists, and that's not going to get it done for the Lakers.
Yeah, he came out in the first half, at least defensively. He looked like the defensive player of the year that Jaren Jackson just won, but he had 4 blocks, but didn't really provide any offense for the Lakers when they really needed their stars to play on the road, play well.
You're absolutely right, Big Al. When they needed him the most to score, be that number one guy, he wasn't there. Right, the first half, just playing defense seemed like wasn't trying to be strong, wasn't trying to have his presence felt, to really dictate the game and to show Memphis, that the Lakers could really end this team right now, end this series tonight if they wanted to. But again, AD just coming short. You know, I think Skip has said AD always disappointed, right? I have to tell you,
Ouch.
I was disappointed today with AD. I was expecting a 30 plus point game, something just to, make a statement to the Memphis Grizzlies. Just came up too short today.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mario. I mean, you're two superstars. You pay them like superstars. They're supposed to play like superstars. You have LeBron, you have AD. If one of them doesn't go off for a 30, 40 point night, then the night's pretty much over if your other role players don't step up. Um, on the other side, you have LBJ. So LBJ, in that first half, I at least in that first quarter, he was pretty aggressive. He played some bully ball in that first quarter. Then that second quarter and that second half, I felt like he kind of went away from that. No more drives, no more inside game, and he just kind of settled for that outside jump shot. And when that outside jump shot fails him, then he's not doing much setting up other players.
Yeah, it
That's what I.
was. Yeah,
I'm
it
sorry, Big
was
Al.
too.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was too many jumpers today. I thought not just from him, but from a lot of other players. They settled too much. LeBron was good. He was that right hand punch that you needed. AD was the left hand that was just weak. Wasn't really thrown in there too much. But overall, like in that first half, I thought his aggressiveness was low. Had he attacked more, maybe we would have been a little bit closer in that first half, and it could have changed the game in the second half. But yeah, I mean, LeBron was still solid, just not as good as where we wanted it to be.
You're absolutely right. He was solid, right? 28 points. I think he had 12 boards. Only 3 assists, though, which is kind of low for him, to be honest. But, I think not only him, but the whole team played slow in the first half. They didn't play with effort or urgency, right? you don't have the urgency to take a team out of the series, to the air out of them. But I noticed with LJ, you guys mentioned about his shooting jumpers. I ever since I've watched him, he's in the Cavaliers, Miami, he just falls in love with the jumper. He really does. When he thinks he can make it, he thinks he has it, he'll just shoot it. When he's supposed to drive in, make get that contact, get the foul, and make your two free throws. He's the kind of guy that said, you know what, I'm feeling it. I'm gonna try. Do it again, and it's not there. It wasn't there tonight. But you see his tendencies to keep going back to it. It wasn't until like the end you kind of saw him driving toward the fourth quarter and doing what he's supposed to do, which is how he got those 28 points in the game. But the team follows what LeBron does. If he's gonna shoot jumpers, the whole team's gonna try to shoot jumpers, and we're not Lakers are not best, not a good shooting team at all. So you really gotta wonder if he's just too tired and he doesn't want to drive in the first half, saving his energy. But you save energy, you get down by 20. So risk and reward, you gotta weigh it out.
Right. LBJ, when he's not making his jumpers, I felt like, even that second, third quarter, he could have drove more. I mean, even if he drives and he doesn't want to shoot it, he could have drove and kicked it. I mean, that would have opened up some more other players for shooting as well. Um, D'Lo, I mean, he's the third most paid player on our team, and he's supposed to take up a lot of that shooting for our other players when they're not making it. But he's continuing with a slew of poor performances, poor 3-point shooting. He plays ahead of himself a lot of times, forces passes when they're not really there. Tonight he went 2 of 10, 5 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. For played 30 minutes, and that's not going to cut it for the third highest player in the Lakers team.
Yeah, for sure. As a third guy, the third wild card, you want him to be consistent, give you at least 15, 15 to 25, maybe be the wild card and be that third option. Tonight, he didn't do that. I mean, the first game, he played solid, 20 something points, but this one fell off quite hard. 5 points is not enough. He wasn't effective defensively. Allowed Ty the point guard on the other end to get in the lane, distribute. It was not a great performance by D'Lo.
Yeah, completely fell off. Did he get off the bus, Big Al? Did he? I don't even know. How many minutes did he play? 30? I couldn't tell because of that poor performance he did. He's more of a liability right now. You expect him to be like the Derek Fisher, right? The third option, make the shots, be that guy, be accountable, right? To hit those shots when you need it, to help your superstars when they're on rest to make some plays and make some shots, right? Um, Again, ice in his veins, I think it's melted.
Yeah, definitely not tonight.
Yeah, it
So,
looks like he's gonna have to get in the freezer or something to get that ice back.
Right?
definitely, if he doesn't step it up, these next couple games, I feel like a lot of Lakers fans would have preferred Mike Conley over D'Lo in that trade. So, I mean, in the first half, our offense looked pretty stagnant. Lots of sloppy passes, sloppy inbound passes, and tonight we didn't get it going. And, Triple J, he got that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar award before the game, and he just went off. Nobody could stop him, and we couldn't block him. You would have thought that Darvin Ham would have made some rotation adjustments when Triple J did so well last game, but we kind of just stuck with both LeBron and Rui guarding him, and they're not centers. They're not going to be able to defend him.
Yeah, Darvin Ham, this is his moment. Like the playoffs are your moment as a coach to make adjustments. He had opportunities to maybe shift around, play him maybe in a zone or double him or play other big men to guard him. He didn't do that. So tonight, a little bit on Darvin Ham for the loss because they were not very good offensively. They weren't ready. It seems like they weren't ready. And he didn't make the adjustments defensively to help the team.
Nope, no adjustments. Like you said, there's some big men on the bench. They could play 5 minutes or so, right? give a little change here and there, but Darham, no adjustments. And, I get it. The team just didn't play well in the first half at all, right? There was no urgency. And Darvingham as a coach, you have to get your team going. You have to make those adjustments. You got to find some plays to get your team going, especially on the road, especially with a crowd like that in Memphis. It gets loud in there. They're hyped up. They want the Lakers. That's what they wanted. They said they want the Lakers, right? And come out like that in game two, really just not adjusting and making some plays for your superstars or areas to make those big plays to get your team, get some momentum on your team again. It's really it really shows a lack of experience, right? For sure, head coach on the road in the series. You know, maybe he thought just let his superstars do their thing and they'll win it, but turns out you need to coach still.
Yeah, I think definitely Darvin Ham's kind of learning on the fly, sort of like what Rob Pelinka's doing. You brought in both Bomba and Tristan, two big men, and you can't play them 5, 8, 10 minutes a night. I mean, just at least give Triple J a different look, and that would have probably affected the game somewhat. Even with both Bain and Brooks in foul trouble, you would have thought that Ham would have called more plays just to drive the lane on them. And whoever they're guarding, just drive it, just drive the ball and score, and you're going to create some contact.
Yeah, I thought the Lakers didn't establish physicality enough attacking the rim, and they're number one in the league in free throws attempted. And tonight they were pretty even with Memphis. Um, I think they just settled too much on jump shots, and yeah, they just got to find ways to be more consistent on getting to the line and attacking the rim.
Yeah, like I said, I guess for Memphis Grizzlies, they really felt it was a must-win game. They must have felt their backs against the wall. They lose their superstar for a game. He's injured. Who's going to step up? How are they going to beat the Lakers? Well, they played really well as a team, to be honest. You saw how they shared the ball. You saw the role players stepping up when they needed to. And for the Lakers, you're playing a young team that back against the wall, and you come on with urgency. You're not going to win that game. And this shows out the whole game. And a little comeback here in the second half, but too little, too late.
Yeah, Memphis is actually a good team without Ja. They're 32 and 17.
Yeah.
Without him, they've played well. So, the Lakers should have been more prepared.
Yeah, another thing that frustrates me is that like Vando, whenever he's in the game, I mean, defensive, yes, defensive all stopper. He guards their best player, high motor, rebounder, but I don't know what's going on with his offense. He has no handles inside. He has no footwork inside when it comes to around the rim, and it takes forever for him to gather the ball and shoot it. By the time he kind of gathers the ball and tries to shoot it, then usually there's 2, 3 defenders on him trying to block him. So the Lakers, with Phil Handy, you would expect that Handy would be able to give him at least like a session or two during practice and just get some footwork, get some inside game, get some handle. You have Abdul-Jabbar in LA. You have multiple big men that you could bring in and train your big men. Even I feel like for AD, it's like a lot of times he's taking way too long to gather and shoot. It's kind of like LeBron knew, like during that fourth quarter when LeBron was playing inside the paint, every time he got the ball inside the paint, he just shot it right away before the defenders had time to react. But AD, he doesn't do that, and that's why he allowed so many opportunities for them to double and triple him until he actually gathered the ball and tried to shoot the ball.
Yeah, I mean they're having trouble sealing, and obviously has done that pretty well in this series, sealing guys off. Um, yeah, they got to get in the gym and work on that because they are battling in there for positioning, and it looks like they're losing that part in this game at least.
Yeah, I mean, what do we learn when you grow up play basketball, organized basketball? The fundamentals, right? The screening, the boxing out, And when you do all that stuff, it's all effort, right? You get your footwork done. These are professional guys. Yes, footwork takes time, but you have your coaches to practice with you. Take time off to the side. You have to always work the fundamentals, right? I think Kobe did fundamentals all the time. Tim Duncan, Mr. Fundamentals. Like these guys were greats for a reason. Is why because they always practice fundamentals because they knew when you forget that, bad things happen, right? You can't build off of that if you don't have your fundamentals. And you kind of see with some of the players just either they're lazy or they just rely on athletic ability the entire time.
In a way, it kind of reminds me of Russ also when we have Russell Westbrook on our team. He's all offense and no defense. And so everybody just kind of lays back and don't defend him, and he becomes a liability on that side of the game. But Bando, a lot of players, they leave him open too as well. Whenever he's inside the paint, away from the paint, they just leave him open and they help on other players, and that hurts us. So he needs to work on that. Tonight, Conchar, Roddy, Tillman. I mean, who the heck are these players? I mean, seriously, before these playoffs, I've never heard of them. Like, they went out for a big night tonight.
Yeah, Memphis, they're still a good team. I mean, they have some. I don't watch a lot of them, so I don't know these guys, but I'm sure Memphis people, they have to know these guys, right? They played them, but yeah, tonight they were a surprise. Big surprise from Conchar to block two of AD shots, and then Tillman was spectacular for them.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder what was said before the game in the locker room, right, to get ready for this game without John Morant. They really look like they play for one another. They really gel well together. I think Albert, you mentioned the record without John Morant, right? I mean, these guys know what it's like to play without him, so they were prepared. They were ready to go. They had a game plan already set. They did it in the season. So when it came today, it was just another game in the season for them in a way. They just really stepped up. I felt like each person, each role player did a little bit more, not too much,
Hmm.
and that was the difference. You look at the stats on the Memphis Grizzlies side. They had a pretty good game. All the
Yeah.
role players there.
Yeah, they're very well coached. 32 and 17. They run a system. I thought Tyus Jones did a good job for them, just putting everybody in place and just being solid.
Hmm.
So usually during this point, we would bring up like the MVP who had the game ball or who had the sixth man, next man up. But I feel like during our wins, we will do that. But during our losses, what's the point? So
Right.
instead, we're
I
gonna
agree.
do our gripes and we're gonna add shaking my head. So SMH of the game. So what is your gripes of the game?
For me, it would be settling for jumpers. I thought that first half it was so bad. They took so many three outside jumpers, didn't get attack the rim, and then in the second half, they continued to shoot 3-pointers when they were not really hitting them. I thought they settled too much for jumpers.
That's a good gripe right there, Big Al. Seriously, those jumpers. Sometimes you gotta stop his drive. Just drive to the basket and get the fouls. But honestly, mine would have to be D'Angelo Russell. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm shaking my head right now. I could, D'Lo, 5 points, 30 minutes against that line. I mean, you're the third guy for a reason. You're ice in your veins for a reason. You have to do better. I know you're on the road, but I think you have enough years in this league to know what it takes to win the playoff game and to handle yourself and get yourself out of a slump, right? You know what to do. You got to do it. It's just you can't have these sidelines no more, especially in the playoffs, especially in the playoff game.
Right.
My gripe would probably have to be the refs. I felt like, most of the calls were going Grizzlies all night long, and that really bothered me. There was a specific play on Bando. He got elbowed, no call. There's a foul on Rui, no call. And those are like big momentum plays, too. When we went on a run and we don't get that call, then it kind of kills our drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the moving screen, or not the moving screen, but the tackle by Dylan Brooks on Austin Reeves in that fourth quarter.
Yes.
I mean, there was no call there. I just didn't understand what the refs were looking at. Um, yeah, they were not very good tonight.
Yeah. Did Vegas call in? I wasn't sure. It kind of looked that way, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, but we'll see. Hopefully the things change for the home games, right? Hopefully we get the favorable calls. Let's see what happens.
yeah,
All right. Next one would be SMH. What do you guys have SMH tonight?
yeah. My shaking my head player was definitely D'Lo. D'Lo not good tonight. Had a good first playoff game for the Lakers, but the second game was not good. He just didn't make shots. He was poor defensively, a little too slow to be on the ball, and just didn't perform. We needed him, and we needed AD as well, but for me it was D'Lo, just not enough there.
Yeah, agree with you on that. For me, shaking my head, it had to be Anthony Davis. You're the number one option, in my opinion, in the Lakers. You're in your prime. No one really there to stop you. I feel like there's no one there that could guard you, and the performance that he did tonight was not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. It's not going to win games, especially in the playoffs. Um, you need it. He needs to have 30 plus games. That's just like it's like a must um, to kind of make sure that Lakers win. So my shaking my head at Anthony Davis. Really got to step it up. Can't go 1 for 9 like that, especially against smaller guys. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, those are both great choices. I mean, if your first scoring option and your third scoring option, 80 and D'Lo don't do it, then we're not winning this game. I mean, you are superstars for a reason. This is the playoffs. You are in playoff mode. It has to be activated at all times. You cannot do this when we need you.
Yeah,
So my SMH player would probably be Schroeder. Um, he's been big for us in the past, especially when we needed that bucket, when we needed that energy, and we were down. But I don't know what happened to him lately. He's not his old self. 16 minutes, 0 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. You're not going to get a contract in the offseason if you keep playing like that.
right.
I mean, the old D'Lo, he used to have this patch of gold right here, and he was playing pretty
Schroeder.
well. That patch of
Yeah,
gold,
Shooter, yeah.
yeah,
yeah, shorter. It grew back a little bit more, so it was a bit longer. And then now it's just kind of like a little bit of highlight that's kind of like disappearing. That's descriptive of his game.
uh,
Yeah. Honestly, the whole team was not themselves. Honestly, I don't think they got off the bus.
yeah. I
It
think
was too little, too late.
it was just LeBron and Rui tonight, really, and a
Yes.
little bit
Yeah.
of Austin Reeves, but even Reeves couldn't get to the free throw line. Only 12 points for him.
Yeah, but are we gonna supposed to rely on Rui? Like he did what he was supposed to do,
Yeah,
right? He got
Reeves.
20 points,
Yeah,
and he played well.
yeah,
He did what he was supposed to do, come off the
yeah,
bench,
mhm,
so good. He's
yeah,
keep playing well. That's awesome. We're gonna need that back home.
mhm,
And so because hopefully, our stars step up and our starters step up and shoot well. Hopefully shoot better too, to be honest.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Ham's definitely going to need to make some adjustments that next game. 80s is definitely going to have to step up, especially when we play other teams. If we do get past Grizzlies, which most likely we will, but if we're playing, Wiseman, Aiton, the Joker, Embiid, Giannis, like this kind of production, we're losing.
No
We're not
shot.
getting
There's
that
absolutely
championship.
no shot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah, for sure. Darvin Ham has to make adjustments. Hopefully, he does. They're positive adjustments. Yeah, I don't know. I would definitely probably try to match minutes AD and Jaren Jackson. Um, personally, I still don't think that Mo Bamba or Tristan Thompson have enough foot speed to keep up with Jaren Jackson on drives. But their length could help on team defense if the other Lakers rotate. Maybe that length can bother him. But yeah, for sure, Ham has to make adjustments for Game 3.
yeah, especially if your team, if the Lakers start off again the same way they started game two, they weren't in a rhythm, right? There was no rhythm to the game. I wasn't sure watching a JV team, high school team, like what's going on here? People are all on the floor diving, these fouls being, called and these turnovers. It was really just a messy play, especially in the first quarter. No one can make a shot.
Careless,
It was, yeah, very careless. No one can make a
very
shot at
careless.
all. No rhythm. But you know what? That's where Ham has to like call timeout. Let's
Mhm.
run a play. Let's get something going.
Right.
Let's settle down and play our game. And that goes to the lack of adjustments right there, right? It just shows you like you let a whole first quarter go just careless play, right? Whole first half, we're just down. I don't think you win games in the first half, but you could definitely lose them in the first half, right? Too little, too late. I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. I think Ham during those timeouts, he needs to say, "Look, either Bain, Brooks, or Jackson is in foul trouble. Run that play on them. Whoever they're guarding, drive that lane and get contact." I mean, how hard is that? That should be a go-to every single play. I mean, and for our big men, I feel like Jerry Jackson, we do need to give some minutes forward to Bamba. If we give minutes to Bamba, at least 5 minutes, 8 minutes. 80 played 38 minutes. LeBron James played 39 minutes. Austin Reeves played 37 minutes. Rui played 34 minutes. Those are huge minutes. They're not used to playing. Just cut a minute, cut 2 minutes off of each of those players and give it to them, and that would more than make up for it. Bamba, he'll give us that outside shooting too, because I felt like we couldn't pull Jerry Jackson away from the paint, and whenever he's in that paint camping out there, then that kills all of our drives. So I'm hoping that Ham does make some of those adjustments.
Yeah, and hopefully, if Bamba gets minutes and anybody gets minutes, they're ready to go. Personally, I'd love to see maybe Lonnie Walker in this. Maybe get a couple minutes in here. Maybe his athleticism can help this team out. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some other players in the lineup.
Oh yeah, Lonnie Walker would be great to see for a few minutes. He's very athletic, comes in the wing. Maybe he could jumpstart an offense with his athletic plays. Love to see that.
All right, Lakers fam. So we are currently 1-1. Hopefully, we will take the next 2 games at home, and we will still be on track to be 4-1, according to my
Yes.
prediction. But you heard it here first on the Lake Show. If you have any agreements or disagreements with what we said, just go ahead and leave it down in the comments below.
All right, go Lakers.
All right, guys, like and subscribe. Take care.
See you next game.